today I will be guiding you through a class focusing on spinal strength and mobility. This class is called Yoga for a Healthy Spine. It is all about improving the overall health of the spine. Let's begin in a seated position. You can sit on your feet in a kneeling position or in a cross-legged position, whatever works best for you. And just start to connect in with your breath. Full breaths in, full breaths out. You can close your eyes if you like, or keep them open, it's up to you. Notice how you are feeling right now. How is your body feeling? And how is your mind feeling? How are you feeling overall? What led you to step onto your yoga mat right now to practice with this class? And what are you hoping to get out of your practice today? Take 2 more really big breaths in and out through the nose. Come into a cross-legged seated position if you're not already there. Take your hands to your shoulders. So your thumbs will be back behind you, 4 fingers right onto your shoulder, in front of the shoulder. Make sure that your elbows are lifted up so that they are parallel to the ground. As we inhale, we'll twist to the left, and as we exhale, we'll twist to the right. You can start slower, and then as you get more comfortable with this motion, with this movement, pick up the pace. You can close your eyes if that feels okay for you, or keep them open. Let's begin. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Make your exhale a little bit more forceful. Halfway there, just keep going. Inhale to the left, exhale to twist to the right. Maybe you find that you can get a little bit deeper into your twist as we continue on. Make sure your elbows are lifted up so they are parallel to the ground. Lift up to the crown of your head as well. Find more space across your chest. Five more. Just 2 more. Bring your hands down to your knees. Close your eyes if they were not already closed. And take 3 big breaths in and out through the nose. One more big breath here. Let's try that twisting movement one more time. So same thing as we just did. Inhale to twist to the left. Exhale to twist to the right. Hands are on the shoulders. And let's begin. Close your eyes if you like. And try to just get really into this flow. Immerse yourself with the movement. Get out of your head and into your body. Find a little bit of a bigger range of motion to the left and a little bit of a bigger range of motion to the right as we continue on. Make sure your elbows are lifted up so they are parallel to the ground. Lift up to the crown of your head. Find more space across your chest. Just a little bit longer. Two more on each side. Bring your hands down to your lap. Close your eyes if they were not already closed. Let's take 3 breaths here, in and out through the nose. Maybe on your exhale, you sigh it out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one here, big breath. Exhale. From here, make your way into a tabletop position. Hands and knees, shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over top of the knees. Extend your right leg back and your left arm out in front. Spinal balance. We'll hold here for about 10 breaths. Halfway there. Keep your breath flowing, smooth and steady as you hold the pose. One more big breath. Release, tabletop. Extend your left leg straight back behind your right arm out in front, holding here for about 10 breaths. Reach a little bit further up in front with your right hand, a little bit farther back with your left leg. Keep your breath flowing smooth and steady as you hold this pose. Two more breaths. Release. Extend your right leg back, left arm forward, spinal balance. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow, crunch it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, release. Left leg back, right arm out in front. Inhale, exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, find space, length. Exhale, crunch it in. Get small. Inhale, get big. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, get big, extend, find length, and then release, tabletop. From your tabletop, hips over top of your knees, find more space to the front of your mat. So make your way to the back of your mat. Walk your hands out in front of you towards the top of your mat. Come into puppy pose. Hips stay stacked over the knees. Arms extend long. Allow your forehead to rest down onto the mat. And if it doesn't quite reach, you can keep it lifted. That is okay too. Allow the hurt to melt down towards the ground. From here, lower your forearms down to the ground and lower yourself down into Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath the shoulders, chest is lifted up high, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Tuck all 10 toes under, lift up into a forearm plank. So you're still on the forearms, toes are tucked under, lifting yourself up. Gaze forward in between your hands. Lift your hips up high, come into dolphin. Walk your feet closer in towards your elbows. Stay in dolphin for one more breath. Good, release the knees down, make your way back into puppy pose. Walk your hands out in front towards the top of your mat, melting the forehead down, melting the heart down towards the mat as well. Hips lift high towards the sky. Can you allow your heart to begin to open up just a little bit more? Bring your forearms down, slide forward into Sphinx pose. Lift up through your chest, through the heart center. Allow the hips to relax down. Press down into your forearms and into your palms to lift up a little bit more. Tuck your toes under, lift up into forearm plank. Find a nice, strong plank. Long line from the crown of your head all the way back to your heels. Lift your hips up high. Walk your feet in for dolphin. Take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out through the nose. Release the knees down. Come to tabletop, hips over knees. Come to puppy pose. Walk the hands out in front. Melt the heart down towards the ground. Forehead can rest down onto the mat. From here, bring the forearms all the way down to the mat. Slide forward into your Sphinx pose. Lift up through the chest, pressing down into the forearms to find more lift in the pose. Tuck all 10 toes under, lift up into your forearm plank. Shoulders are directly over the elbows. Look towards the top of your mat, to your hands. Nice long line from the crown of your head back to the heels. Lift your hips up high, dolphin pose. Walk the feet in towards the top of your mat, just a little bit. Lift the hips up higher, melt the crown of your head down towards the ground a little bit. Release the knees down. Find a child's pose just for one big breath. Hips go to the heels. Arms can come back towards the feet alongside your body. Forehead comes to the mat. Come to tabletop. And from your tabletop, make your way down to your belly. Elbows hug in as you lower. From here, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread far apart. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower down. The elbows will stay bent as you lift up. Elbows hug in towards the side of the body as well. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. As you lower, allow the forehead to come down to the mat. We'll do about 5 more of these. Three more. Last one. From here, bring your hands off of your mat, tent up onto your fingertips. So the palm is lifted, elbows out to the side above the wrist. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up. This time, turn towards your left, dip your right shoulder in. Come back to center, twist to your right, dip your left shoulder in. Back to center, lower down. Inhale to lift up. Turn to your right, left shoulder dips in. Back to center, turn to your left, right shoulder dips in. Come back to center. Continue like that for a few more on each side. Inhale, lift up. Turn to the left, right shoulder dips in. Back to center. Left shoulder dips in as you turn to your right. One more on this side. Inhale, lift up. Turn to your right, left shoulder dips in. Back to center. Turn to your left. Right shoulder dips in, lower down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, press up to a plank. Shift back to downward facing dog. Find any movement that feels good for you. Allow your fingers to be spread nice and far apart. Allow the hips to reach higher towards the ceiling. And from here, make your way to the top of your mat. Feet will meet the hands. Bring your hands to your shins. Press your hands into your shins and the shins back into your hands. Halfway lift. Your spine is about parallel to the ground. We'll hold here for about 5 breaths. One more breath. As we hold these poses, make sure your breath continues to flow easily and effortlessly. Do not hold your breath when we hold a pose. Relax, fold it down over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Once more, inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back. Come to plank. Left foot steps back. Lower all the way down to the ground. From here, arms reach out in front of you. For Superman, legs stretch back behind you. Lift everything up off of the ground. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Lift your arms up a little bit higher, lift your legs up a little bit higher. Lower down, hands come underneath the shoulders, lift up into a plank, toes tucked under, lifting up. Lower down to the ground. Come back to Superman. Arms reach out in front, legs back behind you. Lift everything up off of the ground. Lower down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Lift up to plank. Lower down to your belly. Continuing just like this. Inhale to lift up to Superman. Exhale to lower. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower down to the belly. Arms out in front. Inhale to lift up into Superman. Arms and legs lift up off of the ground. Exhale to lower. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes tuck under. Inhale to lift up to plank. Exhale to the belly. One more time. Hands or arms reach out in front. Inhale to lift up off of the ground. Exhale to lower. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes tuck under. Lift up into a plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Notice how the back body is feeling. Step your right foot through in between your hands. Bring your hands together at heart center and hover your chest, your torso, over your right thigh. Holding here, steady, but keep the breath flowing. Reach the crown of your head forward towards the wall that is in front of you. One more breath. Bring your hands down to the mat, step back to plank. From here, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Bring your hands to heart center. Keep your chest low. Come to a hover over your left thigh. 5 breaths here. Extend the heart forward. Stretch your right heel back. Reach the crown of your head forward. Allow the left knee to be directly over the left ankle. One final breath in this pose. Bring your hands down to the mat to frame your left foot. Step the left leg back, plank pose. From here, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Shift forward, come to plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Bring your hands one on top of the other. Rest your forehead onto your hands. Keep your legs down onto the ground. Inhale to lift the chest, the arms, and the head up off of the ground. Exhale to lower. Let's begin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. From here, come into Sphinx. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Lifting up through the chest. Opening up through the heart. Tuck the toes under, lift up to a forearm plank. Lower down, release the tops of the feet down, come to Sphinx. Inhale here, exhale, plank, tuck the toes under, lift up. Inhale, Sphinx, lift up through the heart, exhale, plank. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, forearm plank. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, forearm plank. One more time here. Inhale, Sphinx. Exhale, forearm plank. From here, lower down to Sphinx. Lower all the way down to the ground. One hand comes on top of the other. Rest the forehead down onto your hands. Just breathe. Allow the breath to flow in and out. Notice how the body is feeling and notice how the mind is feeling. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under, lift up to a plank. Elbows hug into the sides of your body as you lift up. Downward facing dog, hips lift up and back. Make any adjustments that you need to in your down dog to get settled in. Make your way to the top of your mat. Feet meet the hands. Come to a halfway lift, just like we did before. Hands come to the shins. Lengthen out through your spine. Find as much space as you can from the crown of your head all the way back to your tailbone, the very base of your spine. Stay here with your hands on your shins or reach your arms out to a T. Have a slight bend in your knees. Make sure you are not hyperextending your knees. And then just breathe. Inhale to come all the way up to stand. Exhale to come back into that halfway lift with the arms to a T. Inhale, come up to stand. Exhale, halfway lift, arms to a T. Continue like this. Inhale to stand, exhale to lower down. One more, exhale to lower. Inhale to come up, reach your arms up. Bring your hands down through heart center. Take a couple of breaths right here. Come back to your breath. Come back to yourself. Notice what is going on for you right now. Become aware of any thoughts, feelings, sensations. Inhale, reach your arms up. Get big, get expansive, grow tall. Exhale, get smaller as you fold in half. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands down, step back to plank. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot through in between the hands. Reach your arms back, runner's lunge. Chest and your torso is hovering super low, super close to your right thigh. Reach your fingers farther back behind you. Feel this engage your triceps, the back of your upper arms. Find equal amounts of strength in your right leg and your left leg. From here, start to bring your arms out in front of you. Inhale, exhale, arms reach back behind you. Inhale, arms out in front, biceps to the ears. Exhale, arms back behind you. One more time, arms in front. Exhale, arms reach back. Bring your hands down to frame your right foot. Step back to plank. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Shift forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your arms up into a T. Inhale, lift up, and we'll hold this for about 5 breaths. Lifting the arms up, lifting the legs up, lift the chest and the head up a little bit more as well. Reach the fingers and the hands off to either side, just a little bit more. One final breath. Lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, lift up to a plank. Go back to downward facing dog, hips lift up. Step your left foot to the top of your mat and between your hands. Reach your arms back. Hover your chest over your left thigh. Hold here for about 5 breaths before we find some movement in this pose. Think of having your eyebrows over your toes. Lengthen out your spine a little bit more from the crown of your head all the way to the very base of your spine. From here, inhale, reach your arms forward, biceps right next to the ears. Exhale, arms reach back. Inhale, arms reach forward. Exhale, arms reach back. 3 more. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, arms back. Inhale, exhale. 1 more, arms forward and arms back as you exhale. Plant the hands down, step back to plank, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank, lower down to your belly. From your belly, hands underneath your shoulders, lift up to a cobra, working towards straighter arms here. Exhale to lower down, inhale to lift up once again. Allowing the arms to straighten out if that feels okay for your spine. Lower down 1 more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower down. Tuck the toes under, hands stay where they are, lift up through plank, downward facing dog. Step the right foot through between the hands. Pivot your feet so that they are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips and come up to stand with a nice long spine. From here, hands to heart center, hinge from your hips to come into a halfway lift position, just like what we did at the top of our mat with the feet closer together. Allow the spine to be parallel to the ground, and you can keep the hands together at heart center, or if you would like, reach your arms out into a T. Just 1 more breath here. Bring your hands back to heart center if they were not already there. Come back up to stand. Make your way to a plank. Planting your hands on either side of the right foot. Stepping the right foot back to plank. Lower down onto your forearms. Come to forearm plank. Side plank on the right side. Left arm will reach up. Right forearm is down. Stacking or staggering the feet. And then come to forearm side plank on the other side. We're just going to switch back and forth from right to left. Going as fast or as slow as you like. Let's do 1 more on each side. Lift the hips up a little bit higher. Come back to forearm plank. Both forearms are down. lower down to Sphinx. Elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. Lift up through the crown of your head. And breathe. If you would like to make this pose a little bit less intense, bring your forearms further away from you so the elbows are not directly underneath the shoulders. If you would like more of a challenge, bring your elbows even closer in towards your body. Just keeping in mind that there's no right or wrong way to practice this pose. Take one final breath. Lower all the way down. Bring one hand on top of the other. Rest your head down onto your hands. Take this opportunity of rest and recovery. Come back to your breath. Come back into your body. Allowing everything to settle and integrate. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come to a tabletop. Walk your hands out to the top of your mat. We'll take puppy pose once again at the end of our practice, noticing how our spine, how our chest and shoulders are feeling. So walk your hands out, keep your hips lifted up over top of your knees. Melt your heart down towards the mat. Forehead can rest down onto the mat. And if it doesn't quite reach, that's okay. You can keep it lifted up. Settle into the pose. Make any adjustments that you need to. And then find stillness. One more breath. Walk your hands in, come back to a tabletop, and then come to a seated position. Your legs out in front of you. Legs are straight. Half Lord of the Fishes twist. Left leg is extended long. Cross your right foot over the left leg. Right leg is bent. Bring your right hand behind you, tenting up onto the right fingertips to help you find more length in your spine. And then the left arm hugs the right knee closer towards the chest. Look over your right shoulder, back behind you. Inhale to sit up taller. Exhale to twist a little bit more. As we hold this twist, how much more length and space can you find through the spinal column? release, taking your time. Extend your right leg long. Let's go right over to the other side. Cross your left foot over the right leg. Left leg is bent. Hug the right arm around the left knee, bringing it closer in towards you. Left fingertips come behind you, tenting up onto the fingertips to find more space along your spine and lifting up out of this pose. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, find more space. Sit up taller, think of having really good posture, and then exhale to twist just a little bit deeper. Allow the right leg, the straight leg, to be super engaged and active here. The toes are up to the ceiling. Continue to breathe, allowing the breath to flow as you hold this pose. Slowly start to come back to center, releasing from that twist. Bend your knees and come all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees and rock from side to side, massaging out the spine. Extend your left leg long, keep your right knee hugging into your chest. Hands around the right shin, fingers interlace. Allow the head to be heavy. Allow the spine to lengthen out just a little bit more. And bring the right knee just gently closer towards you. And breathe. Breathe in and breathe out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels best for you. Release the right leg long. Take 2 breaths, just like this, with the legs long, arms long. And then hug the left knee into your chest. Fingers interlace around the left shin. Allow the right heel, the right foot, to come farther away from you, guiding it towards the top of your mat. Allow the head to be heavy, shoulders heavy. Lengthen out through your spine a little bit more if you can. Thinking of finding more space in between all of the vertebrae of the spine. As you inhale, lengthen out, take up more space, and as you exhale, settle into the pose. Gently guide the left knee closer towards your chest. One more big breath. Release the left leg long. Release the arms alongside your body. Find any other movements that you feel you would like to come into. And then Shavasana is here whenever you are ready. So make any adjustments Do anything you need to do to get comfortable and settle in. And then come to the realization there's nothing you need to do right now. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be. All that you have to do is lie here, settling into your Shavasana, settling in with your breath. And if you are able to, noticing how you feel. Just notice. There is no right or wrong way to feel. Let go of any control over the breath that you had during practice. And simply let it flow as naturally as it can. And can you feel your yoga mat support you? Can you feel the ground support you and the earth beneath you support you? And can you also feel proud of yourself for taking this time out of your day to practice yoga and to work on strengthening your spine? Can you be proud of yourself for how far you have come? Acknowledge and recognize all that you are capable of. And let everything integrate and come together. Let all of the benefits from your yoga practice come to you. Resting here, I'll bring you back when it is time. taking your time, begin to deepen into your breath. Wiggling into your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles. Stretch long from your fingers to your toes as you reach your arms up overhead. Find a big full body stretch. Bring your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees. Rock from side to side if you like. And then take your time, there's no rush. Meet me in a seated position. Thank you so very much for joining me to practice today. I hope that this felt really good for you and for your back body. I would love to hear any feedback about this class or any suggestions or requests for future classes. If you did enjoy this class, it would mean a lot if you subscribed to my channel, gave this video a like, or left me a comment. I really do appreciate all of these things. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and namaste.